Hello my creative friends and welcome to my first vlog on the channel. Here I will share with you my trip from New Zealand to Australia. So the first city was Adelaide, and in this city I held my first ever live event on perspective drawing in English. So I met amazing people, urban sketchers, and we did some sketching or like urban sketching of architecture. I covered topics of 1 and 2 point perspective, and here are my drawings from it. And I have to say that it was such an important milestone in my teaching career, because I used to teach and hold live master classes in Russian, but this was my first ever in English. My first impression of Adelaide is that it's amazingly green city, like a lot of greens, a lot of plants, and animals live right in the city center. Also, I visited Art Gallery of South Australia, and I was really surprised by the level of exhibitions. There was even temporary exhibition with Picasso, and you'll see it in a second, but here I would love to share some shots like from media installations, from fashion exhibitions. I really was amazed by it. So here is the Picasso exhibition. I was lucky enough to join like a little lecture about this exhibition. The topic was Vollard suit. So these are all etchings that Picasso was commissioned by Vollard. And I can say that I really felt in love with this precise lines, kind of touch of antique style, like this neoclassicism. It all looks absolutely amazing. There were like about 50 or 40 etchings, and I was so inspired that I decided to do some sketches. Also, another great idea of this particular exhibition was its drawing room. So it was at the very end of Picasso's exhibition, and anyone who is interested in drawing, or even if you don't have any background in drawing, still you can join and you can make this still life by using white pastel pencil, board, and black piece of paper. And then you can put your drawing on the wall, or you can take it with you. Also, I really loved Picasso book collection that was available at the art shop in the basement of this museum. Plus, at the Art Gallery of South Australia, they have really nice cafe restaurants. So I ordered some soup because it was such a nasty bad weather. It was very rainy and windy, and I made some sketches and photos of my drawings from Picasso exhibition. The next day, we visited Cleveland Wildlife Park, and it was a fantastic experience because I met real kangaroos. And I've never seen them in real life before, and you can imagine how impressed I was by them. О, как они быстро прыгать могут. There are about 3 or 4 different types of kangaroos in this Cleveland Wildlife Park. This particular one is island kangaroo, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's such a cool animal, and they give you like a pack with some good food, special food for these kangaroos, so they will stay healthy and strong. So for example, this type of kangaroo is red kangaroo. Plus, they have not only kangaroo but also wallaby, and these animals are very similar to kangaroo, but they are a little bit smaller. Plus, I would say that wallaby's fur and tail are different from kangaroo's fur and tail. For example, tail is smaller. Another amazing creature was koala, and I also seen this animal for the first time in my life. Didn't know if you're worldwide famous because you're so cute. So her name is Eve, and she eats only eucalyptus. She can eat 1 to 2 kilograms per day. Also, there are some dingoes in the wildlife park, and a lot of different kinds of birds, like papageys, like black swans, ibises, So for example, here are 3 ibises on the photo, some pelicans, and this bird, I even don't know how do they call it. So here are some more pictures of wallaby and a very cool creature whose name is Puturu. So I really fell in love with this Cleland Wildlife Park. So this was Adelaide, and next stop was Melbourne, Australia. So welcome to this part 2 of my vlog. We spent only 2 days in Melbourne, and first day we visited this fantastic National Gallery of Victoria, a very big contemporary building with plenty of exhibitions. So this one was a temporary exhibition by Julian Opie. It's a London-based artist, and he make really amazing pieces of media art. So he focuses most on portraits and pictures of people. So for example, here are some portraits where you can see people in motion. So she smiles, or this girl, she moves her eyes. But Julian does not only these bold graphic portraits, but also some landscapes, and you will see them in a second. So for example, my favorite ones are which contains water. So for example, this one or that one with night city skyline. I find that it looks really amazing. So just imagine that you have this picture hanging on the wall, and you can spend hours and hours watching at it. At the very end of the exhibition, we had an opportunity to make our own self-portrait in Julian's technique. And here you can see a beautiful hall with fantastic colored glass, like vitrage on the ceiling. It looked very beautiful. Also, another part of the museum is the art, like 20th century art. So as you can see here are some design pieces, like iconic design pieces from 20th century. This is obviously Pablo Picasso's art, like vase, and also some paintings, some still lifes and portrait by him. Also, there is Salvador Dali and couple of rooms with impressionists like Monet, Degas, Cézanne, Paul Signac. Also, I really loved this portrait by Alvaro Guevara. So this was National Gallery of Victoria, and let's go back to the city centre. It is believed that Melbourne is the best city to live in worldwide. So it's always at the top 5 or top 10 in the list of the best cities to live in. So this, for example, is Block Arcade in Melbourne, and as you can see, everybody is ready for Christmas, and the city is already decorated. Everything looks so beautiful, a lot of presents, gift ideas. Also, what I noticed, there are a lot of tea rooms in Melbourne, and some looks very beautiful, like historical touch of them. You can see a lot of amazing pastries and cakes. You really can't resist them when you are in Melbourne. So we bought a couple of teas from T2. It's very, very famous tea shop in Australia. It's Australian brand, this T2. So I had some lunch in this Block Arcade, and it's interesting that it's believed that flat white was invented in Australia by a New Zealander. And I can say that they are really good at making coffee in Melbourne and Adelaide. So if you're a coffee maniac or coffee snob, you will definitely enjoy your stay in Australia. Alright, so as you can see here, we have some shopping, like souvenirs and gifts to our relatives and friends back in Russia. Also, they have pretty big Chinatown in Australia. It was like a new experience for me because I've never visited China. So here's it's like a piece of China in Australia. Lots of interesting foods. So we decided to visit one, and its name was Secret Kitchen. And the first dish they proposed to us was chicken legs. So I was really a little bit scared of it, so I decided to go for like a little dumplings, chicken dumplings. Also, we ordered a very nice dessert, so it was a mango dessert. So as you can imagine, you can find any type of food you prefer. If you are in Melbourne, in Australia, you can enjoy like Italian food or Greek food or Chinese food, European food. Alright, so let's go back to the city center. It's full of street art, graffiti covers almost all the walls, and some of them are really beautiful and big. Another thing that I noticed, that there is a beautiful combination of neo-Gothic architecture and contemporary buildings, like skyscrapers. It looks really good. Another experience we enjoyed was taking a city loop by tram. So it was a really old tram. It's about maybe 100 years old, something like that. So we managed to see pretty much all the biggest skyscrapers and some nice buildings. And one of my favorite parts of Melbourne was this part, which is close to the water. There is a very nice skyline that you can see from it. And as you can imagine, this area is full of nice restaurants. There is plenty of restaurants here, different cuisines. So here are some last shots for this vlog. Some Victorian buildings, some shots from Melbourne's market and Melbourne's theatre. So my friends, I hope you enjoyed this vlog about Australia. Now I'm back to New Zealand and I can mark Australia now on my travel map. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and please share this video with your friends.